what I had in mind, gents. I wanted to start an NPO, a mentorship program. So we will be mentoring like kids from high school into varsity, or whether they're going into varsity or college or whatever they want to do, whether they want to do any learnership. We try to like mentor them into this industry. We try to bridge the gap between having to move from varsity to college or whatever into the industry working. So more like we can work with like all the sectors that are available, try to bridge like the skills development in between. So can you guys join me in this venture?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I see it as an asset, something that might be very valuable for upcoming people that are interested in development straight from high school. I mean, I see myself having benefited from such an organization had it existed, or perhaps it did, and I just never had accessibility to it or knowledge of it. I think if I, from that standpoint, had such access to such a thing, then I would have perhaps been even better when I had gone to. I know more than I did. I would be prepared for more. I'd have a general understanding of what I'm trying to get myself into and what needs to be done and what it takes to actually make or go through this. So definitely would be something I see very valuable in doing.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be very great, because like it wouldn't just help the kids that are moving up from high school to varsity or wherever. It will also like help the country, because now there'll be even more people that can do that certain job for
them.
For
That's true.
Okay. So I think this is a good initiative. What do you think, Junior?
Yeah, I think it's very good because it makes people more prepared. You feel me? When they get to varsity, they know already what's coming for them.
Yeah.
If we're gonna answer the question if varsity is really it, because some people, like, the situation at home forces them to look for a job.
Yeah.
So if once they interact with the organizations, that they now know that they can just get a skill and get a job.
Yes.
Right. So I think it's a very good initiative.
All right. I guess that'll be like the next announcements that will be coming, and as in when is the NPO gonna be there, and we're gonna be hopefully applying for finances and all that. But that is like background news. But on top of that, let's just divert from the very serious stuff and talk about stuff that interests us or interests other people, but what we do mostly us, as in like us, like developers. So we're gonna talk about programming now. Depending on as for like most. So I have like a question. I saw this other post the other day saying, am I really a programmer, or I'm good at copy and paste?
Programming is not really.
Yeah, do you know why I'm saying this? Because most of them, like, people that I know code, like, they code, go to Google. There's Stack Overflow, there's W3 schools, there's like gang load of like resources. So someone was on some, am I really a good programmer, or I'm good at copying and pasting?
I think it's a bit of both. Because most programmers, as you know, are lazy. And programming is repetitive.
Yeah,
you might find that you worked on a project like 3 months ago and you need parts of the code. So I think any good programmer is a copy and paste programmer.
How many times do you copy and paste code from the internet?
A lot.
Jeez, what can I say? With the whole copying and pasting, I think it's just like what Junior said. It's all about efficiency. So we're very lazy. If there's an efficient way of doing something, we're always gonna go for that route. So you'll find that you're gonna be like, okay, I need to do this, but this has already been done, or I saw an implementation of this exactly. So
why solve the same problem twice?
Exactly. So why do now I have to go and write the same thing? And whereas I can reuse if it's something I've written before in the past, because I do have cases where when I'm developing and I'm working on a new project, and some of the code that I've written in the past, or rather the processes that I've put in place, are maybe something I could reuse again in a new project. So what I do is to just use that same kind of code, but and then just change it up a little to suit this project exactly. But copy and pasting is kind of involved in there because
So
it's more
our lives would be
efficient.
difficult without Stack Overflow and GitHub and all those things.
I think if you look at it from a different side, like programming is like, it's not just like I program, we
program.
we program. So someone else solved their problem. There's no need to reinvent the wheel again. And again.
No, you don't see Albani trying to cut bread different because Blue Ribbon cuts bread this way. No, you cut bread the same way you eat.
Yeah, you can come and make dices on the bread.
You can cut
New
it.
invention.
If you want it different, you cut it your own way.
But I think what I like about programming is it's a community. It's like,
Yeah,
for
it's a
instance, Stack
community,
Overflow
yeah.
is a community because basically it's a platform where you just post problems and say,
Yeah.
hi guys, I'm trying to build this and I'm
Yeah.
encountering these problems with it. And people just come on there and see the real problem, and they have maybe faced the same problem, and they know maybe a solution to your problem.
Yeah.
And it's basically that simple. And so whenever a developer references your Stack Overflows or GitHub, it's just basically a platform where you're saying, oh, I have the same problem. What solution did you get?
Yeah.
And then you find that that solution works for you too.
Yeah.
And it's just basically that.
Okay, that's cool. So I have this question. With how like people hire like other people in this industry, you know this thing of getting tested as in, like, we need you to do a test on this, we need you to do a test on that. Do you really think that is efficient?
Not really.
I just think it depends on the kind of test it is.
I agree with you. I think it really just is like, what are you testing? What are you trying to find out? Is your test focused on trying to see if I would be able to cope in your environment, in your dev setup, in the technology that you use, or is it just a general test whereby you're testing if I know code?
Yeah.
So it just depends on what basically you're trying to achieve with the test. Are you trying to see or gauge my skills and whether I know how to do this, or are you trying to see if I'd be able to gel and use your technology the way you would want me to use it? Stuff like
So who do you think should be tested? Someone who's already a junior, a senior, or intermediate developers, or someone who's getting into this industry? Because I don't see the need of testing an intern. Why do you test an intern? Because the only thing they know is the theory they learned at school.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because like with intern, if there's someone like clay pieces that need to be fit in somewhere. With all these other, like the higher ups, it will be like when they need to test us, it will just be making sure that we would fit into their system.
Yeah.
An intern is still malleable.
They still new.
They
You
still
can
have
mold that person
Yeah.
into a different character that
But
you want.
here's another thought, right? What you're saying is true. As a senior, you might find that code is always the same. It's just used differently.
Yeah.
So whatever system you learn at company A, you can apply it to company B. So why would you test that? If I've proven that I can make this table spin, I know when you want to get it up, but I've shown you that I understand the principles of making it spin. So adjusting my principles to make it go up shouldn't be that difficult. So why test me in the first place?
Yeah, like the importance of the test, because I don't feel the need of testing interns. Why do you want to test interns? They don't know any. It's more like I'm saying I want an intern who has 1 year experience. Where did they get that experience? Or 5 years experience for an entry level job?
I think if they're gonna test people, it's somebody who's been on trial with them. If you take an intern, let's say you take them for 12 months, test them at the end of 12 months, not at the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then I can.
You see, that's when I'm gonna agree that okay, these are effective. Because if you test somebody at the beginning of their journey, you're not gonna get the same result as at the end.
Yeah.
So for somebody as the senior, they've proven they can do something, so don't need to test them. An intern, then it means give them the experience first, see
Then
how
test
they
them.
react,
Yeah.
then question.
Yeah. So I'm trying to shoot a shot at different companies and different recruiters that testing an intern from start, it's not really effective because that person doesn't really know a lot. They're coming from varsity. They don't have much experience. It's more like saying I need an entry level job that has like 5 years experience. Where would I get that experience?
If you don't give me,
Yeah. So why test this person at the beginning of that?
Most interns would just have like book knowledge. They just
Book
read,
knowledge,
like,
yeah.
just read it.
or copy and paste from Google.
Like we just said it.
Exactly.
So there's new stuff coming up, like technology for the future. So there's like, I know my friend and I were working like data science and we did like AI there and there. So I just need your comments on like those three different like technologies: AI, as in AI, and then data science, and more especially in data mining.
I can actually speak on AI because I did a bit of research.
Yeah.
The way AI changed things, like for example, taking pictures. I can take a picture of you right now. The AI will learn of your environment, then take a picture that's quality for the lighting specifically where you are.
Yeah.
If I'm maybe you're outside, the AI will detect, okay, find the sunlight, so make this picture a bit darker or what. You feel me? So AI has changed things for the better. Because I feel like even using it in traffic, you can't use the same system. Because you might find that on this lane there are like 20 cars. This lane there's 2 cars. There's no like doesn't make sense to make these 2 cars wait 20 minutes for this lane.
Yeah.
You just make sure these 2 pass. That way that those guys can just freely cross. So AI is constantly changing, constantly learning. So I feel like that's doing wonders for the industry. Doesn't matter which industry you're looking at. Is it medicine? Is it what?
Yeah.
So yeah, AI is doing a lot of things. So
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So from my point, like I'm a fan of like data science because I've worked with data science with me, and we've looked at like neural networks and how like machine learning works. So we've been through that a lot, and I'm saying I'm pitching this to you guys as in like maybe let's try to get it out there to the whole country that there's more we need to search, because I've seen a video from Rwanda. Rwanda which is like within the very same continent that we are.
yeah.
Those people are advanced with technology.
But I think this is what you were talking about earlier, right? The infrastructure.
Yeah.
If let's say had the government ditched the whole the whole what do you call it? The infrastructure thing, focused on it more and ditched everybody else.
Yeah.
The transition was going to be more harsher than the pandemic, because it means we were supposed to have smart cities. Because remember, before we get the fourth industrial revolution, we're supposed to have the third one.
Yeah.
So there's no fourth without the third. So the third one means we're building infrastructure. The whole smart city IoT way comes in. It's having a smart city. I mean, my house knows that I'm coming from work, so it means it knows my daily routine. Switch on the kettle, switch on whatever, if you like coffee. So that transition to like the third revolution is that the government was supposed to build infrastructure. Like now we're in 5G. I don't think we have 5G infrastructure all over the country.
Yeah, we only have like a few towers there already.
Rwanda, they just chose to like skip the third phase completely, and go straight into the fourth. So because Rwanda was already poor, if you follow the Rwanda history, it was poor, so the people didn't notice the difference. For us South Africans, we would definitely notice it, because it means if let's say company A lost 1,000 workers, that was going to be 10,000. Because there are some McDonald's, for example, that have like what do you call it, self-serve, where you just order everything and just go there to people to fetch your order. So if had that happened 3 years ago, do you think that people would have reacted the same way? At least now the pandemic is giving the government an excuse, companies excuses where to point, like, nah, this is because of this virus. But had the government like, nah, because the whole world is on the fourth industrial, we gotta go there. So it was gonna be much harsher.
Yeah,
I agree on that.
Okay, so if you had to choose between the three to work in, as in IoT, machine learning, data science, what would you go?
Personally, I'm already
already
in IoT. But it would be nice to like also like add like data science onto that, because like since like all these smart connected things are coming in together, there's more data. There's more data that needs to
be harvested.
That needs to be harvested. That needs to like be like modeled so that we can optimize everything, so that life will go like much smoother and everything.
But another thing I would really love to be machine learning, because to me that would be like becoming a dad, because I'll be teaching my PC how to process information faster, how to learn something quicker. So what I coded yesterday, it might just be inefficient today. So the thought of having to like perfect something, it's very exciting to me. So rather than having to deal with a lot of information,
I'm more of an information driven person. Because it's something tangible, it's something I can work with. I just take the information and I mold it in such a way that I am able to read the data in any way I need to maybe improve something on something, or improve or make wiser decisions in the future. So for me, definitely the data science route, where I'm able to definitely model data through various methodologies and perhaps predict things or even know how things are going or performing. I think it's something very valuable.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, so lastly, let's just advise to like someone in the industry or someone coming into this industry. How would you advise them right now?
Definitely never stop learning. I think the way this industry is rapidly changing with new technology, with new ways of doing stuff. You need to always be and constantly be on edge and always know like new stuff when it comes out. Learn, be upfront with everything. I think that's the major thing that we need.
Okay.
Yeah, then on my side, the advice I'll give them is don't be afraid to Google. Like
Yeah.
Google is your bestie. Like you must be tight. You must be able to like get like, cause like programming is not just like writing code. It's also like doing research on what you wanted to do.
But yeah, I think the whole gist of the industry is that never stop learning.
Yeah.
Because we're a community. You might find that at some community in maybe KZN or Cape Town, they have an efficient way of solving something you're trying to solve. So you don't want to waste your time. So the fact that you're engaging with other people, learning other ways of doing things, it means we can we can contribute more. You feel me?
Yeah.
So the never not learning thing it's never stop learning thing is actually a good thing because our industry is not as forgiving as other industries.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. All right, that's about it, people. I had fun with my committee here. So thanks for watching this episode, and please subscribe, and I'll pop out like everyone's handles at the bottom so that you can, if you need to follow them, if you have like any questions you wanna ask, just hit them up, and then that's it.